Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. It is FFPC Main Event Draft season. We are here to draft our first live main event team with two of our ship chasers, JW and Nez. We are here to tilt the grinders. We are here to piss yellow. Let's do it. Pat Fryer Helmuth.
This is why I'm hot.
Anita Handjob.
Fix your sight.
Jamar. Alpha play chase. Are you kidding me? Kadarius Tony?
You can't handle the heat.
It looks like we're finally piss boys. You're right.
I guess I should bring my guests up onto the stream. Sorry, I am out of practice here. Look at this crew. We have the regulars, Pat Crane and Ben Gretsch, and our special guests joining us tonight. We got JW down there in your bottom left and Nez over on the right, our co-managers tonight. Nez and JW, how you guys doing?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Been looking forward to this for a very long time, so I'm glad it's finally here.
Is anyone else hearing beeping right now? Is that just me?
I'm hearing a very high-pitched.
This is weird.
Yeah.
Can we identify where this beeping is coming from?
I'm muted, so
I don't hear it. Is it me?
Yes. Pete, there's high frequency buzzing. We're trying to get to the bottom of this here quickly. I think
it's gone now.
I don't hear. It's gone now. Was it JW?
Oh no.
The culprit?
wait, now it's back.
Oh, I muted. It's me somehow. All right.
Oh.
All right, we're gonna get this figured out. First of all, I need to just address whoever is now Mr. Potato Head with me photoshopped onto this. Incredible work. He says me and the Brotatos are ready for the piss fest.
The Brotatos.
Brotato.
That's amazing.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is Silva. He has been working with the deep state to try to sabotage this stream via high frequency sounds.
Do you hear it again now with me back on?
No,
I don't hear it.
I don't.
No.
Okay.
No,
I
it's
think I
gone
just
now.
closed out and reopened.
All right. I think we're good here. JW, feel
By the
free
way,
to come back.
For the record,
Yeah.
my Brooklyn internet is out, and it occurred to me that I could actually use a hotspot. Now, I'm not sure exactly how long this hotspot will last.
Yes.
So, if anything goes wrong, just know that that's what happened. My internet decided to just be out until midnight because that's how we do it here in Brooklyn.
Just playing the hits. I love it.
It's exactly. Yeah. We had to give, we want to give these guys that come on stream to draft with us. We want to give them the full experience. And part of that is shoddy internet connection for Pat there.
I'm excited to draft a team that looks like what happens when you spend your whole offseason goofing with Peter Overs. That's my biggest goal tonight.
If for some reason you guys didn't catch the ETR main event stream earlier with Silva, Leone, and Levitan, I mean, just one for the ages. I was soaking up every second of that. They did a pretty true 0 RB build there, and Silva was just tilting his face off. So we got a lot to live up to tonight, boys.
I haven't caught that yet. I was out to dinner, but I'm very much looking forward. Based on the clip that was circulating of Silva,
It's so good. It's quintessential Silva. It's the best.
It was so funny too because I think Leone was trying to get him to wait on quarterback, and I believe they pulled the trigger on Lamar in the 5th, and that was kind of what started to unravel them because then they got shut out on Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Godwin on the turn, and they had to take Michael Thomas, and everything just spiraled right from that moment. So the lesson is don't reach too early for your quarterbacks in these main event draft rooms. Good morning, Max here with the $5 super chat. It's nice to get a super chat that's not requesting me to show my nipple. So I do really appreciate that, Max. Just a generous tip.
Spend a lot of time on OnlyFans lately, or
yeah, that's how on my over here we draft teams. On my channel now, I show my nipples for money. Is basically what's going on. So we are drafting from the 8 slot. We haven't gotten an influencer 101. But real quick too, just so that people know, I do want to set the stage. Nez, introduce yourself to the audience. I know you do a ton of best ball stuff, very active in the Discord.
Yes.
Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Nez. I've been in the ship chasing VIP section in the Discord for like a little over a year now. Going real hard on the BBM right now. I think I'm at 116 completed right now. So got a nice flat spread with a typical zero running back, high exposure with a lot of spiller right now. But yeah, so I do that, and then I've been doing a lot of baseball as well with the Spike Week guys. Oh my goodness!
So we do have our first surprise.
Diggs.
Shelly goes Diggs over Kelsey and Eckler, which will give us an interesting. I assume we're taking one of Kelsey or Eckler here at 8. Is that where you guys are at?
I think that's kind of what we settled on in the. Okay, well,
yeah, this is going to get interesting.
Yeah, this is that 2v2 we were talking about between if Eckler's was here. What do we do with Eckler?
I was kind of hoping for Kelsey.
Kelsey would have been very fun at 8, but he does not slide. I mean, you're looking at this grouping of running backs or grabbing.
I think the biggest argument I would make on Eckler is it will probably get a little bit of a unique build, right? Because he doesn't typically fall to 8.
Right.
Yeah, and I think he's a pretty good pick here as well. And there's a chance that we end up with a similar build, even if we pass on Andrews here.
My keyboard is very laggy in the private chat. I'm getting all sorts of typos in there, but
we're on the clock now. We don't have to. We don't have to be private.
I'm private about something.
Yeah,
coming up here.
I see what you're saying, and that's sort of the idea. Yes.
Yeah, that's the idea.
I think I would feel pretty good about that.
All right, we're going to grab Eckler here. I believe this is probably one of the first. Michael Dubner will have to let us know. I'm pretty sure this is one of our first shares of Eckler on stream all off season. Has to be.
It has to be, yeah. Because
we're not talking
usually taking what we have to take them.
Before, Pat, you made a good point that Spiller is not really distancing. There's a recent report, right, that Joshua Kelly still looks like the backup. We know that Joshua Kelly was not particularly good last year, not a big threat to Eckler.
Or the year before that.
Yeah.
He's not very good. So I think Kelly being the backup.
I was saying last year, but yes, he's just not very good.
Well, I mean, this is his third year in the league. And the first year in this league, they drafted Larry Roundtree because they were like, I don't know if this guy's it. And then the year after that, they're like, let's draft Isaiah Spiller because I still don't think we found the guy. And Isaiah Spiller hasn't distinguished himself. So, how tilted, by the way, do you think Silva is about our start? Silva's probably going to try to get some equity in this team.
Diggs is normally the guy available at 8, which is where they drafted it, so they get Diggs. And that would normally be our start. And in this bizarre world, the ship chasers end up with Austin Eckler. Silva, if you do want to swap equity on these teams, we can make it.
We send it over in a package.
Yeah.
We're still willing to do that, even though you told Leone that he's hanging out with us too much.
Probably my favorite part was when Leone and Levitan did an impromptu auction for Silva's equity. They started bidding how much they would pay to buy out Silva's equity, and Silva's just like, stop.
I want to apologize for anyone. I like that my copywriting skills were good enough that Stephanie thought Evan Silva was actually becoming a full-time ship chaser. But I'll tell you one thing. If there was zero chance in this world that Evan Silva was hopping on to another live stream to draft a zero RB team, that was never going to happen. Oh,
there goes Andrews.
Man.
Yep.
Andrews going after turn there.
Over Cook is pretty interesting.
Yeah, Barkley goes high.
Yeah.
Where did we take Barkley in our last
choice on our hands? I have a feeling.
Didn't we take him at 10? 10 or 11?
10 or 11, yeah.
Yeah, 11 or 12, definitely a team to watch there. Any team that's passing on, Najee, Henry, Mixon to double tap Adams, Andrews is gets my attention.
Yeah,
definitely. There we go.
There's the high T star right there.
This is a bit of a sweat here because
we got a tough target.
Yeah.
There goes Swift. Ugh.
Okay.
Not that we would have double tapped, but
I mean,
Well,
think it was
Well,
in play. I
it's-
think
Yeah.
it was in play.
It definitely
It's in play.
I would have been into it.
One
Oh,
more.
ouch.
oh my god.
Pitts
I was
goes.
worried
All right.
about the Lamb starter. Oh,
Is this?
Nez, this is our nightmare.
we gotta regroup quick. Is it gonna be because we don't love the running backs here?
I can't imagine taking a. I mean, you got Debo?
I guess I'm in Debo range here. But
Oh gosh, I
I'm
would
open
go
to
T.
Najee.
Higgins. I'd go T. Higgins over Debo, or if we're gonna just
I can't do T. Higgins right here.
How do you
hyper
guys-
fragile and go Najee or Aaron Jones.
AJ
or-
Brown.
I kind
Yeah,
of like the Najee play, to be honest.
God, I think Najee.
Pat, give the Najee 5-second pitch.
He's a complete.
He's a second-year running back. He sucked last year, but maybe he does better on a full.
I think, dude, I
10
like
seconds
Najee
to
here. I'm
vote.
not gonna
10
lie.
seconds to vote. I'm
Najee.
Debo. Say your vote. Say your vote. I'm
Najee.
Debo.
Najee.
Yes,
I
yes,
cannot
yes.
I can't believe I just got over. I'm calling Evans.
Let's go.
I'm telling him to take this.
Oh.
team.
Nez, we
Gotta
talked
take my
for
boy, man.
2
You see the
hours.
Steelers jersey?
2
You see the
hours
Steelers
last
jersey?
night.
You know what it is.
Nez and I met last night at like 10:30, talked for 2 hours. I swear we went through every name in the top 25 ADP. The legitimately only 2 names that we did not talk about were Austin Eckler and Najee Harris, and I'm not even making that up.
I'm loving this, man. I can give like a bullish stance on the Steelers offense. I mean, they
What?
Big Ben was just so terrible. Big Ben was so terrible last year.
The
There's
offensive line was too. Brandon Thorne ranked their offensive line 32nd over at ETR. Like he was
Not great.
inefficient. He didn't have any explosiveness. His rookie season looked exactly like Trent Richardson's. That's what everyone is doing. Trent Richardson 2.0.
I mean, you just said how bad the offensive line was. So, I mean, if it doesn't get any better, then I hear you there. But, like, the offensive line was bad. If he doesn't have anywhere to go, he doesn't have anywhere to go. And Big Ben offers you absolutely no creativity offensively. He's a limiting factor with his arm. He's a limiting factor with what he wants to do under center because he doesn't do any play action whatsoever. So, you know, to me, I think no matter who's coming in there, it's going to be a step up from Ben.
So should we do the reveal, Pete? We did a deal with ETR tonight to do a brand swap. So we're drafting our last, and they're drafting.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my
So
god.
in hindsight,
So before the draft, the biggest concern I had was what happens if we get boxed out in the second round? Where do we go? You guys didn't like the receivers. I was trying to get us to talk about the running backs a little bit. We didn't like any of them. We didn't talk about Najee before the draft either.
Najee we didn't talk about.
And then
Well,
we
and that's
wound
where
up
I'm
in the
wondering
second
if in
round looking at what
hindsight,
we were afraid of, and we wound up with Najee.
if Najee was a name we pre-draft were interested in, do you think we just pull the trigger on Andrews because we're less worried about getting boxed out because then you have 3 names between Barkley, Swift, and Harris?
I think if we know how this goes, we definitely just take Andrews there.
Yeah, hindsight's
Yeah,
20/20, absolutely.
Yeah, we took Andrews. We would take Andrews if we knew. But I mean, I'm going to check to see if this is. I mean, it felt like Eckler Najee's got to be a unique start. We got really good guys.
I'm saying, like now you can just we're pissing yellow just up and down this.
Oh my god, we are pissing all over the place.
I do want to just say the Goose sent in this right before the pick. If you want to send me your PayPal, I'll send you the $9.99 back. I know I will refund you for that super chat.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I think I have 3% Najee exposure right now. This is
Hope wants to know what
Wow.
jersey you got in the background there. Is that a Steelers? I see a
lot of them.
Pirates.
Yeah. So the whole display here. That's take a guess.
Hayward Bay? Who is
No, that the one that you see right there is Heath Miller.
Okay.
Behind him, you would never guess, even if I showed you the number. It's Antoine Randall, and then
nice.
Behind that's Jerome Bettis.
There you
Yeah.
go. I like
Has
the
anybody
Pirates
seen Cortland Sutton
thank
go
you.
that high ahead of T. Higgins, AJ Brown, Mike Evans, everybody?
I have not.
The best part about this draft is we have another one tomorrow.
And another one right after that. Hey God, we did get we did get the Nez intro. JW, introduce yourself to the audience. High testosterone drafter. Love starting with 2 running backs. Anything else we need to know about you?
No, that about covers it. I was the plant. Silva sent me to make sure nothing went off the rails.
Well, it did.
It did. It is. We are now testosterone chasing.
Oh, hope that more that it was a Steelers fan making the Najee case. What have we done?
You let
Steelers fans all think their team is better than it is. It's ridiculous.
Oh my God.
All offseason, it's like, they're not going to be that bad. Their offensive line, it's worse than the league, but it's not that bad.
Can I give the spin zone? The spin zone is we don't have to take another running back until round 19, and that does feel good.
Glorious.
That's
it's going to be awesome to not even have to worry
the rest of the way.
It's going to feel so good.
So we can't figure out a pick, and we vote on Zeke in 3 rounds, and everybody apparently votes for Zeke for some reason.
No, we got to cut the cord if that happens. We're done.
There's one other main event team with Eckler and Najee, and I'm willing to bet they are not going to do what we're about to do.
this nasty act we're about to take part in.
That is the thing. Like Hayden, had that article up this year looking at how robust RB drafters and 0 RB drafters traditionally draft and how they get funneled toward the same type of players. So we're about to do the world's first 0 RB mindset off of an Eckler Harris build that's ever been done.
Clean slate. We're starting fresh. This is a brand new draft board. Let's go.
Guys, we're going to be looking at.
I'm triggered. I'm so triggered by this comment.
Oh my God.
I would like it to be known. Do not start looking at other teams' chat, because this is going to be one of the most tempting.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
So now it's fucking ETN.
No, we're not.
No.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I mean, I'm saying I would love to make that pick here over Harris in the second, but
so we need to decide: do we go wide receiver here or tight end?
So I think looking at the back half of the board, well, unless someone's going to bully it, there's a chance one of them makes it back. But
I think we go wide receiver here.
Yeah, I think we have to get one.
Agreed.
I kind of. Do you guys want to make a bet on the Chargers? And
go?
Are you guys team Mike or Keenan?
I feel like I don't know why. I feel like Mike Williams makes more sense to pair with Eckler. Tell me if I'm mistaken.
I kind of like that.
I get that. We could go Waddle.
I'm a Waddle guy too, so I'm
Mike Williams.
Mike Will.
Okay, I got Mike Will there.
But I do love Waddle too, so I'm glad we're on the same page there.
Brutal.
Yeah,
he's not coming back.
We should get Deontay on the back. Really make a bet on the Steelers offense. I hear their O-line's improving. That's there's been just great camp reports on their O-line.
Listen, just wait until Deontay's there in the 6th round, and we're like, what the hell do we do?
The stupid Lamb Pitts ETN start is definitely going to be the darling of the chat.
No, come on. I don't know. That's
I'm
too
trying to sell my equity to buy into that team. Yes.
Yeah.
Sutton going 301 is pretty interesting.
You guys have to know that Leone's watching this and messaging us, and he feels really bad for you guys that you have to put up with. Probably mostly me. But
I'm so in sync with Leone. He cracks me up every time he's on stream. I got his back every time.
I can't believe we have people doubting my nimble fingers in the chat, not thinking that I could get it in time. Come on.
We would have auto drafted DK Metcalf if I was behind the sticks. It would have been bad.
I will say it was close to Waddle, because I felt Waddle sentiment coming up fast there, and then I quickly moved it back to Mike Dub.
Yeah, I think Mike Dub makes a lot of sense given the Eckler bet, and I agree that he's a better bet with Eckler.
Yeah. Talk me through that correlation. I was struggling on that one. I don't disagree. I'm just curious why that versus the Keenan Eckler pair for that kind of correlation.
Volume. Short area targets. Keenan's a high target guy. Williams is a big vertical threat.
Right. One.
You don't need as much
Yeah.
Easier for
volume
them
from
both
Mike
to
Williams.
spike without cannibalizing
Exactly.
each other type thing.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. I feel like
Keenan's
I feel
big
like there's
games
less of a
are
chance.
12 targets, 10 catches. I mean, like
Yep.
historically, his best seasons, he had some 14 catch games. That's not
Mhm.
good for Eckler to also have an 8 catch game, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. No,
One
I
other way
buy
to think
that.
about it is if Keenan were to fall off in a big way this season, that would probably be
Good for
very
Eckler.
good for Eckler.
yeah, that's
Exactly.
really good for Eckler.
That's kind of like that's a bet against Keenan in
Nice
that sense,
hedge,
obviously.
yeah.
Yeah. Our Eckler Williams, because Williams would also see more targets in the shorter area, probably in that scenario. I mean, it's a pretty big bet
Yeah.
against Keenan. If something happens to Keenan, we probably have their passing game pretty locked down.
I'm really curious.
Dobbins,
Team 10
4-1.
be really interesting to see what Team 10 does here.
Team
I'm
10 is
gonna-
going to decide a lot for us.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put some guys in the queue here.
If Team
Okay.
10, if Team 10 does, I'm pre-tilting.
Don't pre-tilt. Don't pre-tilt.
Wow. I'm
I'm going to go to the private chat and just ask about the next tier of wide receivers.
The Pitts snipe still
Oh,
works.
never mind. Oh, no, I guess we still – okay.
Terry goes here.
Oh,
Team 11
interesting.
takes their first wide receiver. So I feel good with our two options.
Yeah, we have two good. Well, we're still a couple picks away.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot
we
about
could
Team
get
9 there.
Bang bang.
Yeah.
Also, Brees Hall's kind of glaring. We're gonna have all these great running back values. Brees Hall and ETN both over Najee, or
Dobbins over Brees Hall. Is that ADP or is that?
no? I was
that's
just saying,
weird, yeah.
Dobbins at 401 is surprising.
All right. 15 seconds and we'll know a lot. Oh, boy.
Keep talking about
Okay,
Brees Hall.
here we go.
Here
we go.
Bateman at 4-3. Wow.
Never been so excited to see
Wow.
Bateman go off.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh, that's a heartbreaker.
I was hoping to get him like next round.
That was my
Yeah.
the round 5 target.
That's a
right?
heartbreaker for the 508.
Yeah.
Bateman over Waddle.
Yeah,
That's-
Bateman.
There's
that's
been some funky picks in this draft, ours
Really has.
included.
Ours included.
Yeah,
You better believe that.
All right.
Okay.
All right, beautiful.
All right, paid off.
All right, let's
go.
snap pick.
Snap
I think,
pick Kittle.
yeah.
Kittle,
Let's
right?
go. Right.
Can we just like
Yeah.
it's not another Najee?
It's
Harris
already
pick?
snapped.
It's
the
We're
pick
already
is
on
already in.
Kittle, right?
The
All right,
pick
it's
is already
already
in.
in.
Can I give you the bull case on Pat Fryer? Pat Fryer real quick.
Please don't. Please don't. I'm so glad I don't have to hear the Pat
Yeah.
Frymouth bullshit.
Oh my gosh.
That was beautiful.
Oh,
Oh.
let's go. All right. This start all of a sudden looks okay.
Let's wait. Yeah, let's see what
It's getting
happens.
there.
So-
It's getting there.
Well, see, we've talked about this dynamic a little bit with the quarterbacks, right? Where you can get some of these really good values on the elite quarterbacks, but it's really scary if you push it and then miss out because it does feel like a pretty big tier gap after, let's say, like the Lance and Brady go. And the same thing at tight end, right? Like once Kittle's gone, you can sometimes get a really sick value on him, but man, does it suck having to sweat if you're going to catch the end of that tier break.
Yeah, that's something that Justin and I both talked about last night. Just wanting to crush wideout and get one of these top 4 guys and not have to, like you said, sweat that throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
Right.
Leone, let's go. My guy.
Oh my!
Man,
It's
Keenan Allen
Bizarro
mid-
night, Leone.
is pretty,
It's Bizarro
Someone
night.
explain to me
It
the
is
Najee
bizarre.
Harris upside case. It's not from Pittsburgh. Just get me
Well,
excited.
Pat, do it, Pat. Hang on. Is Najee
Not
going to
the
make the
second
list?
year stuff, like in the context of their offense.
Yeah, I'm going to write up
Biggest-
everybody in the first couple rounds. That's how. I
Does
did
he
it
have
last year.
legendary upside, Pat?
I think that he does because he's
Oh.
going to. He has a path to getting the reception value that you need. He's got the. He can completely lock down the snaps. He basically needs to run hot on touchdowns, and he
So
probably
why is
needs
this
to.
team to score points.
It requires the team to score points. He needs the offensive line to outperform a bit, and he needs to play better than he did last year. But he is a second-year player who was a first-round pick. I mean, there's upside for him to show more. I mean, Le'Veon Bell was incredibly inefficient in his rookie year. I don't feel that confident that he will make that jump because everything we were worried about him as a prospect came to fruition as a rookie where he just didn't have big plays. But maybe he's just like a chunk play accumulator in the mold of like Leonard Fournette, where he's getting all the work, but he's young and he's got a little bit more juice.
There's only about like 6 teams, I think, that have fewer projected points based on the look-ahead lines than the Steelers. So
Just needs to do all that. Hope because just needs to do all that easy. Oh no. Yeah, we probably should have.
And we need Mitch Trubisky to be good. Or
win talent from Nick. Yeah,
I mean,
he's a second-year guy.
Big Ben was like, I think that it's not a very high bar to clear to be better than Ben Roethlisberger last year.
Sure. But the Vegas lines and stuff, should we be taking overs on Pittsburgh? I mean, are we going to make that case? Do you want to make that case?
I mean,
I want optimism. I want any kind of optimism right now.
No, I feel very optimistic about the offense just because if you read anything about Ben, like when he was behind center, he never wanted to do any sort of play action whatsoever. Like Matt Canada was in there, but it was the Big Ben retirement tour all year. Like they succumbed to like what he wanted to do. And I'm a big Deontay guy, obviously, of course, but like I feel like he's shown enough on the field that I don't have to be called a homer for that. And he benefited a lot from Ben's style of play, which was like just absolutely just hone in on him. But I still think his talent's good enough that whoever steps in at quarterback will also just pound Deontay as well. But I think the bull case for me is just a more efficient offense and a more creative offense now that Ben's out of there.
Thank you, John Warner, pumping his guy Nez up here. Dude's one of the sharpest bad bros in the MLB underdog streets.
Damn.
Great addition tonight. Agreed. But John, can someone tell me what $10 Canadian converts to? I don't know how excited to be about this super chat.
I didn't even know they had underdog in British Columbia. Did you know that?
Yeah. You breaking the terms and conditions there?
Yeah, I don't know. I might have just dry snitched on him. I mean, just kidding. That's not where he's from.
Dang, Hollywood was slipping. I was starting to get a little excited.
That would have been nice. That
was a pretty wild slip.
Leone's take, while he tries to comfort us, is Najee's going to see every single touch on a team that can't be any worse at QB and O-line, which is basically what you just said.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
I just want to tell you guys, I got an actual DM from the Goose, and he said, "No need to send the $9.99 back." I was never sending it back, but I'm glad that you thought it might have.
Is my mic still bad? I'm trying to mess with it.
Yeah, it sounds different, like you're on your computer speakers or something.
I think that's what was making the.
Oh, you guys thinking here, Nez? I was thinking that maybe.
Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was sorted.
Are you hearing that noise again?
No.
Yeah,
I was on my computer speakers. That's weird. Better? Hear me better?
Yeah. I think you sound good.
All right, cool. I think the audience is probably loving this technical, troubleshooting right now. This is great content.
So, Godwin goes here.
Oh my gosh,
that's pretty gross because I was about to smash.
Yeah,
Godwin.
Yeah, that.
I thought DK and Amon-Ra. I thought and Gay. So, frankly, those are my.
We just had a wide receiver run, just wipe out all of the targets.
To me,
here.
it's Mooney or Elijah Moore.
Oh my gosh,
that's hilarious to say right now. Good lord.
Wow, this sucks.
I'm probably Elijah here.
I'm Elijah too, but I'm Elijah too. I'm comfortable taking Herbert. I think it's flat enough.
No,
I don't know. I think it's a trap. It's a trap because we're so far behind and we're going to have better QB values. I don't think we can prioritize Herbert.
We can't afford to get behind.
I agree. Unfortunately, I don't think we can take the detour.
Yeah, I want Elijah. He's
way too much.
What he showed with
Elijah.
I know he was bad when Zach Wilson was healthy. I feel like he's very close to looking like a QB-proof wide receiver with what he did with like Joe Flacco.
So with every draft where like everyone took running backs in the first two. Now everyone's taking receiver. We just can't get a value anywhere because like we're doing what the room's doing. This
is our own medicine.
Yeah.
Elijah. it could be absolutely monstrous this year. I mean, he is everything you want in a breakout year 2. It's just a question with the offense. But what's interesting is everyone was getting excited about Zach Wilson, who stunk last year with all the new line, the new pieces, the new schemes. And the reality is Flacco, as gross as it sounds, has not been in a real NFL system for like 7 years, even including his last years in Baltimore. And camp is heating him up. I'm not saying Flacco is going to be good, but I could see him being good enough and dialing in on a target, and Elijah Moore just absolutely roasting.
Yeah, and the point isn't that like Moore is a better pick with Flacco. The point is that you shouldn't be docking him just because Zach Wilson might be missing a couple games.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely not. Yeah. What are we looking at on the way back? Because that was really tough.
I've got a name that I feel is pretty good.
I don't think anyone's.
Well, Ben, I did see the schedule, and I think the Chargers play the Rams.
Yes, let's go.
Very well.
Akers is actually in the 6th, maybe a good pick. What's happening
before the draft? Pete goes. So it looks like we got a classic room of FFPC grinders here, and it's looking like an underdog board.
It really is.
I think the FFPC grinders are actually just getting better.
I just got 2 beers delivered this time.
Oh, wow. Team 11 going bully.
Double fisting over there. Okay.
Got to raise the T levels. Got to get the beer consumption to match the T levels of the
we drove Gretchen
Salute to Team 12.
We drove Gretchen drinking. I love it.
Thank you, Team 12.
Yes.
Lord's work right there.
Yeah.
Anytime you can get Mark Andrews and J.K. Dobbins on the same team, you can't pass that up.
I'm far more worried about Team 9.
Wow.
Oh, Elijah Mitchell.
Oh, man.
Wow. Thank
you.
You
jinxed the room. You call an underdog room, and then you double tap Akers Mitchell at the 5-6 turn.
What's funny is we're getting there's so many insane running back values because of the way the board is falling, and he's finding a way to draft running backs not at a value. It's pretty remarkable.
It's impressive.
He got Cam, but then he also reached for Elijah.
Let's start having this conversation now. I still think Herbert here in the 6, like we're getting buried by this avalanche. I just still don't know if we can afford it.
I'm for it at this point, given that we have 2 Chargers.
Yeah,
that's a pretty strong bet.
Yeah, we can take that trio into the final 3 weeks and feel really good.
2v2 in my mind, Pete, is, I mean, we're alternately taking a QB even in like 9.
Yeah.
Or a receiver, and I don't know that the receiver 9 is that much of a drop off.
It's not.
Yeah, we've already got
that's fair. There. Yeah, the tier group tier break happened quickly. And Lamar goes off the board.
With a managed league like we were talking about, we don't need any more running backs on this roster. We don't need any more tight ends on this roster, except for last punt picks. If we go Herbert here, we're done. Like, legitimately, we can draft, 14 wide receivers and just take
we keep saying we're going to draft our receivers.
One of these days. One of these days.
We're wide receivers from now on. All right, let's take a tight end. Okay.
Yeah, the problem is Amari Cooper just went off the board. You can't fix wide receiver when you took Austin Eckler and Najee Harris in the first 2 rounds.
All right, are we doing it?
I think we do it. I mean, we're reaching pretty big, or we're taking a guy like DeAndre, but we can't afford to wait 6 weeks on DeAndre.
We can't afford the wait on him. Yeah. All right. Let's do it. And guys, I never thought I'd be on the wrong side of this, but I just want everyone to look at your camera and see what I'm saying. At least we got Najee, though.
I love that guy just stood there and watched the avalanche for so long. Like, what did he think was going to happen?
That's us. That's us in this draft, staring at the avalanche for too long.
It looks like a lot of wide receivers going off the board.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, the running backs are starting to go. There's Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. Chat, please no spoiling some of our future late round picks. We're going to be forced to take this early, okay? Yeah, someone do this for us. Someone take a screenshot of this, send it to Silva with the ship chasers in the title and say, this is how you draft a main event team.
Yeah. I just got sent a 2v2 that I want to ask you guys.
Okay.
You didn't know ETN was going to be there, but it was AJ Brown and ETN versus Najee and Mike Williams. Who would you take?
Don't do that, man. Just don't.
Yeah. Well, you make a good point, Ben.
More beer.
I don't know. I'm still a little worried about ETN. I think Robinson's going to cut into a lot of his usage, and we'll see how much passing work he actually ends up getting. But I think right now he's extremely rich.
The guy who watched his team take Najee Harris one pick before ETN last year is very in on Najee Harris and is out on ETN.
I am I was staunchly against that pick. I will say I'm on record as not loving that pick. But now that he's on the team, I have no choice. I'm gonna support my guy.
Yeah, I got it.
Hold on. This is revisionist history to say staunchly against the pick as
I was
the Pittsburgh guy when Pat goes, what about Najee?
Well,
did Leone in our group chat say the guy on the bottom of the screen looks devastated right now? Did I just read that?
He was saying staunchly against the draft pick last year.
Not the fantasy.
Yeah.
Like for real life, I want my team to be good at football. That is obviously not what you do if you want to be good at football. That's what I was talking about whenever they did everything for Ben Roethlisberger, because they were hoping that there'd be one last ride with Ben. So let's get him, his new star running back, and it was a disaster.
What are the 7 stages of grief? Is the last one hope, or is hope in there anywhere?
It's understanding, I think.
Okay, so he went
acceptance.
So it took a year, but he's now talked himself into acceptance. Yeah. Well, he's gonna. It's a little more.
There's no hope there.
We're just it's straight hopium and copium over here.
Evan Donovan says Trojan sponsoring this stream.
That's right.
We don't have that many yet.
Gosh.
We do. We dare I say we starved the beast at quarterback. We're really kicked off
a run.
Yeah.
Something went right.
Yeah. Thanks, Nick. That's kind of just what we're all trying to process right now. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, what you don't get, man, is that you got to take running backs early because you can start up to 4 of them because there's 2 flexes.
That's what's great about FFPC, bro. It's tight end premium, and also we can just start as many running backs as we want, so you can do all these different constructions.
These nerds with their spreadsheets, they'll tell you to start wide receivers, but we know what to do. Start running backs.
I really like these FFPC grinder rooms because it allows me to diversify the texture of my boards.
That's true, man.
Mackenzie, I keep telling you guys, no spoilers in the chat here. No spoilers.
Oh, that's
dangerously accurate.
I've seen this one before.
I was going to pick up Rojo for today. 1 fab instead.
Yeah.
Let him go undrafted.
I did do a 19th round Rojo today on DraftKings. I have to admit.
I was like,
I'm not going to take him. I'm still not going to take him.
I did an 18th on underdog. I'm just dollar cost averaging at this point. My bags are way too heavy for
he
all
could
this
always
fun.
be Deontay Foreman. He can land. He can get cut, not have a job, and we can get a Deontay Foreman suck out.
Oh man, come on! Please, something fall.
You guys remember that moment when Kittle made it back to us? That was a good.
Let's remember the one nice moment of this draft.
Oh,
God damn it! God damn it! Oh my God!
This is brutal.
I think I'm just getting hit in the balls over and over again.
Yeah, I was so pumped for London.
There's one guy here that I think is very nice.
Is it Alan Lazard?
Yeah, I mean, if you're on the clock and you're watching this draft, the projectable volume for Alan Lazard, I mean, he's gonna be the number 1. I mean, Devonta Smith seems like
Smith's the guy here. That's what I was
seems like a
you were
great
saying.
pick.
Yeah, that's absolutely a tear break for me after.
I'm into it.
Yep. All right, let's do it.
That's fantastic. See, guys, everything's gonna go just great.
That feels good. Hey, we got 2 second-year wide receivers here. I mean,
yeah.
Pete, the guy you have in the queue is not who I would be.
I did not put him in the queue. That was not me. Nez, you're gonna have to take credit for that.
Yeah, no, I'm in the private chat asking. I was.
Nez, that's about the most. Now I'm starting to really wonder if you're an undercover boomer, because that is exactly what the boomer pick would be here.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, I would love to know wide receiver wise, like who you're, like
I
think
we need some.
I'll put him in.
We need upside bets.
Yes, we do.
The chat's having a good show. I'm appreciating
the chat's having a good show. We're having a rough show. Really you guys are carrying us. I should be sending the chat super chats is what I should be doing.
Sam Hopkins comment, the best part about drafting with Pazak is getting that classic Pat grin and him saying, Rojo, when all the options have been exhausted. That's what we have to look forward to, guys. It's the little things.
You're going to get it. This is going to be one of those streams. I'll wait. I'll wait until you can't say no before I bring them up. Yeah. No, yeah, I agree, Pete, with that comment.
Okay. Well, let me get my dusty old fart off the queue.
Christian Kirk. Unstacked Jalen Hurts. Not bad.
Team 12, I would just love it if you kept hammering running back. That would mean a lot.
There's got to be some good value for them left.
Gibson.
If Renfro didn't go there, Team 12 was licking their chops.
If Renfro made it back to us, I would have just opened the floor.
I'm so glad he didn't.
Yeah,
because he actually makes sense for this build. Because you're just like, I just need volume. I'm
saying.
Wow. So Silva drafted Rojo in a 0 running back build. I might actually DM Silva and see if he wants to swap.
To be fair, Silva was beyond checked out by that point in the draft. he was completely done. Holy high testosterone from the 12.
Yes.
Wow.
Get those juices flowing.
Let's go! Let's go!
I love this guy.
Man.
Yes, Team 12.
Pete, you said round 1. You were like Team 12 with Devontae Andrews.
Can you guys imagine how hard it was for this guy to not take Derrick Henry at the 1-2 turn?
How does someone who rips off those straight 6 pass on Derrick Henry? Like I want to see a 30 for 30 on this person.
Yes. How did he not take Derrick Henry?
Oh my God.
That is wild.
Or Najee. How did he not take Najee?
I mean, to be honest, although I don't approve of this structure, it is like kind of smart to get a wide receiver 1 and a tight end if you're going to do this. I would still think it's bad. But like, it's better.
Yeah.
Just bizarro.
Can we just point out that the 5 straight or 6 straight running back drafter is the one who fucked us into Najee by taking Andrews instead of Derrick Henry? Because if Andrews comes back there, at least Pitts probably makes it tough.
Don't start doing the 2v2s for that guy.
I'm doing so many.
Yeah, it's so torturous.
Yeah.
Yes. This is the hot new structure.
Classic anchor wide receiver.
Oh my gosh.
This is good for us.
What wide receiver here?
Any of them.
All right. Hello. That's cool. Take Cole Kmet. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
So in terms of the guy least likely to come back of the wide receivers, it looks like it's Sky at this point.
As far as the guys that we have clips made for, it does look like Sky is also the guy. I was watching Pat process that.
It did take me like a split second.
As far as what we can roll.
Where you got JW and Nez? Who's your preference here?
Yeah, the other name I'd throw out is Lockett. I don't know. I know that's like going the other direction, but
The nice thing, honestly, about Sky is with some of those other rookies, I do think they could get off to pretty slow starts. It does feel like Sky could get off for a fast start and still have massive end of season upside, which is kind of nice for a wide receiver. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my
God.
God.
All right. I think we just have to fucking alpha play it with Treylon Burks, honestly.
I think
this
we
is a
take
Treylon
Burks,
Burks
dude.
team. This is a fucking Treylon Burks team.
But, I mean, you talk about roles week 1.
Alpha play.
Burks should be more involved than Sky week 1 potentially.
Let's
You'd
fucking
hope.
go.
God damn, man.
I mean,
whose idea
Burks-
was it to do this on stream?
Say what you want. He is a grown ass man.
He's a grown.
We do have that.
You guys see that one-handed catch today? That was a grown-ass man catch.
Was it with Malik Willis or Ryan Tannehill?
I don't know. Might have.
I'm
been
not
with,
worried.
like,
I'm not worried about that stuff. I
it
will
might have
say
been
I'm
with
not,
Logan Woodside or whoever their other QB. Not sure.
I feel like
It was on a fake punt practice play, but look, it was a good catch. The punter threw it.
I feel like Vrabel has just like the tough guy history of also just like making his rookies like kind of earn it. So I'm really not worried about Burks in the slightest, obviously, since we took him. But
There was a
Burks-
clip today of just a sick catch from Tannehill, and it was from Tannehill, not from the Titans' fifth string backup quarterback. So let's not get
Chemistry,
too
baby.
panicky.
Was that the one-handed catch I was just talking about?
Yeah. I was trying to see if I could get Brittany to grab me a drink, so I missed that.
Our friend Shelly just took the Washington Commanders parking lot attendant in the 8th round. That's a nice pick.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Welcome to the stream, Wesley Manning. You are watching Ship Chasing. This is a program where we used to draft wide receivers early, but not anymore. We are drafting from pick 8, and basically we are preparing our own funeral. Welcome to the festivities.
Oh, man. Great introduction.
If someone could make us a Burks clip right now,
Yes.
and get it to me very quickly, would be awesome.
Yeah, just the catch today.
The grown-ass manus clips that you can find in his highlight.
Yeah.
I want to see him just tossing some fools.
Yeah, and make sure he's not out of breath afterwards. I don't think I can handle that.
Cut it. Hard cut it.
Yeah, hard cuts after the play. I don't want to see.
No inhaler shots.
No, please no.
I actually will take this one, Blitzology. I will take money on the guy who took Allen Robinson in the 3rd, Bateman in the 4th, Cole Kmet in the 8th. We can side book that action.
Barkley Swift is a really good running back too, though.
Yeah.
Correct, Wesley. You seem to be asking
though.
questions in earnest. This is not best ball. This is managed league. We will have to pay the piper on waivers. It is tight end premium. Double flexes. $1 million to first place.
One of the best comments that we've gotten on Twitter was in regards to our mini episodes that just finished up. And someone asked if, we would consider being bullish on Treylon Burks.
Yes.
I was like, I feel like we're the highest on Treylon Burks in the industry right now.
Oh, my God. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I almost went to respond. I was like, I don't even know what they said.
I don't know what to say without
they go,
like, I don't want to start a fight.
They go, I know you're all value hounds these days, but do you think you're too low on Treylon Burks? In my opinion, he's maybe in the discussion with Elijah Moore and Bateman, but definitely before Amon-Ra, Judy, and Darnell. That's honestly just aggressive. But I mean, we took him. This was for you, Brendan. We took Treylon Burks because we had no other choice.
Well, we thought Walker might fall, but there he goes.
Wow, yeah.
Not that we're looking for him right now, but
yeah, within the
actually
same
pretty nice
round
to
as
see him
Penny.
go.
That's surprising. Yeah.
I mean, Evan says, look at the bright side. This team will definitely be unique for you guys. I mean, how about this for a bright side? What if Austin Eckler and Najee Harris are the 2 running backs you need? I mean, did you consider that?
Gosh.
I do
Didn't
like
think
the
about that.
Eckler, Mike Williams Herbert thing. I think that's pretty sweet. If we can just get
the
ourselves
playoffs could be fun.
If we dig ourselves out of the avalanche, which we still, I mean, I'm seeing just a little bit of light at the top there. I think
the Chargers playoff schedule is
it's
gorgeous.
Yeah, Nez and I were talking last night, and we were saying if we can somehow, if we're going to end up with a big team bet, if it's Cardinals or Chargers, that'd be fun.
Okay.
Yeah. And I will also say, go ahead.
I was just going to say, none of the Chargers feel like good values. I am really excited that we have this. Like, I mean, the way for me to play the Chargers in my mind is to play it through some Mike Williams. I think if you just pay the piper with Eckler and take him, I don't like Keenan's price. I don't like any of their later players, frankly, their later receivers or anything.
Yeah,
I don't like Herbert's price. So just saying, like, I'm pretty stoked about that too, to have this stack, because it is kind of hard to build out and actually feel good about at the individual player prices.
I agree
100%.
Shit. There's Pacheco. Jesus
How
Christ.
did Pacheco fall to 9-3? Did these guys not check Twitter?
Holy crap.
And Lance goes, which makes me feel really good about the Herbert pick.
Yeah, we really would not have been able to escape the elite
That could have
tier
been very painful. I mean,
and in general, knock on wood, but we've had one receiver go in whatever 10, 11 picks here. We still got a nice tier here. I'm
famous
surprised.
last words, JW.
Coming up.
Famous last words.
We'll see.
We're looking at a 2v2 of like Herbert and whatever wide receiver we get versus
Tyler Lockett still kicking around.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I just put 2 in the private chat. I'm down with either of those.
That's brutal, man.
He had me in the first half too. He did.
That's good.
Oh my god.
Who went?
All right, we're on the clock.
I think Garrett Wilson is the smash of all smashes.
Go.
Yes, Garrett Wilson is a smash.
We got Burks and Garrett Wilson.
Wait, hold on. Awesome. With the Elijah Moore, just to double check, we're all right.
Sorry, the bonus is already it. We don't have the luxury. Fine. Yeah, we've talked about this in a couple of our other group chats. Like, I do think if you are in like within a tier, right? I think you can maybe dance around it. But I don't think we have that luxury. 2, like, we just want to be making as many bets on breakout profiles as we can here, and I think Wilson is just
right. And Wilson was the last of a tier for me.
100%.
A little bit of a veteran as your other one in the chat, which would have been fine. I was pumped that Olave went before him. I'm definitely Wilson over Olave.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Olave went before Wilson, and maybe it's just the Zach Wilson stuff happening. But considering like the capital and just like the perform, like everything, when you consider everything, it just like I don't think that's like a much better offensive environment for Olave compared to Wilson. I would argue it's for him. It might be worse.
Well, and this was the exact point Gretsch made, and it was looking dicey for a sec. But that 2v2, I mean, we're talking, we probably take Ayuk, maybe like Ayuk, and we're looking at over Herbert. I'm trying to think of the 2v2 Ben was talking about.
Ayuk,
Tony, versus, and then we're looking at what, Brady? Is that our quarterback? Or?
Yeah. The Herbert pick was clutch.
It could have been Ayuk, Lance versus Herbert, Burks, and I think I'm still taking Herbert Burks considering the context of Eckler Williams.
Yeah,
the Ayuk Lance would have been fun with the stack.
Nice in FFPC too. It's only a little bump, but the 20-yard thing.
Wow,
like, Herbert is like the prototypical FFPC.
Yeah, you just seen that.
We got Pickens coming off the board 1 pick after Wilson now.
You're scaring them. That's why. You're scaring them. They say that we got the Najee talk, and we're talking this improvement.
Pickens is good. This offense is good. We got to get in on Pickens.
I saw a lot of people in the chat were asking me my opinion on Pickens as a Steelers fan. And I mean, I'm excited about him. Don't get me wrong. But I do think that with the quarterback change, it'll be most interesting, I think, for Chase Claypool. Just because if you looked at the deep balls that he got from Ben last year, they were terrible balls. Absolutely awful. Just so, like, it was like everything was a jump ball. There was nothing that was coming, like, with velocity. I know. I see Dubs God. So, but I'm just saying, I think that could be a real difference maker for Claypool especially.
Yeah.
I was hoping for Rondale.
Me too.
Yeah, Rondale
was the first one to make me mad. Then Dubs is the second one. That was brutal.
Do you like both those guys over the?
I think I do.
Collins. All right.
Holy crap, Nico!
Over there's someone in the
Where's this
chat.
room?
Yeah,
I think we could go non-receiver, honestly.
No,
I do too.
I don't think so. I disagree.
Hold on.
You do.
We're at
Is,
5 wide receivers in there.
I know it's the anti-sky, but is MVS still on the board?
Yeah,
Is that
He is.
kind of wild?
like best ball. No, he's not. He's not a bad pick.
I agree. It's more of a best
Because
ball.
McColl just went down. Like,
Yeah, I
think
actually don't
Boyd
mind that.
is pretty good for this build, for this type of build too.
Boyd.
Yeah.
I like Boyd here.
Because I mean, as much as we're excited about some of these rookies, like we could be sitting on them for a bit, and we know Boyd is going to give us a pretty nice floor ceiling combo early.
I lean MVS, but I don't feel strongly.
I think, I mean, I kind of like MVS here too.
Okay, I'm Boyd. Let's do the votes real quick.
I'm Boyd,
Yes.
to be honest.
Okay.
3 Boys.
Okay, 3 Boyds.
We broke up the.
I understand.
Me and Pete were the 2 on Debo earlier too, but we got one over our side. We got for this pick.
I like I think MVS has obviously a very strong case for best ball. To be drafted pretty highly, but for our intents and purposes, Boyd I think fits what we're trying to do better.
Yeah, because if we're not able to start, say, Burks or Wilson, like there's still realities where Wilson isn't starting in 3 wide receiver sets, like out of the gate.
For sure.
Yeah.
And Boyd is going to give us that floor, and then still has like pretty sick contingent upside if something happens to Chase or Higgins.
Yeah, and I think he's probably better than MVS, like just as a player.
I think so too. I'm like MVS. Obviously, he has that excitement of just his spike weeks, but I don't think that he's just going to step in and with the cast around him, like be head and shoulders better than Juju, Sky, Kelsey, everybody else. It just, to me, I think he's going to be the same guy that he was in Green Bay.
Yeah,
which was not as good as people think. For the record, I mean, go look at his stats.
Right,
he's never even had like a 90 target season. I think his career high is like 70 something targets, and even on a per game basis. Not huge target guy. They obviously are going to throw more than Green Bay ever did, but he's already had a QB that raises his efficiency, and he still wasn't that efficient. And his contract we were talking about recently is not that good either. It's it's ostensibly a 3-year, $30 million deal, but it kind of has a pretty clear out on the 3rd year that would cut off like 14 mil. It's more like a 2-year, $16 million deal in an offseason where, Christian Kirk was getting that more than that for every year of his deal. But anyway, Boyd I like because there's contingency value as well. Like if a Chase or a Higgins injury occurs, I think Boyd's good enough to then step into a pretty meaningful role.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd play like the same role in the offense, but he'd get way more targets.
Right. He can earn volume if he's not competing with 2 elite volume earners.
Exactly.
Cobra, so what you're trying to say, MVS is 4 for 120 and 2 TDs or 1 catch for 18 yards. Would you even go so far as to say you prefer MVS in best ball?
God damn it. Cobra Kai, why? Why set him up for that?
Would you guys have thought at all about Julio there now that he goes? Just kind of curious your thoughts. I know it's gross, but it's a weirdly kind of upside type play. But
I like it. I like it for this build. It would have been kind of fun for this build.
Yeah.
It's such a all right. Look, guys, we've drafted too many running backs.
We gotta take Julio. We're gonna draft the running backs like boomers. We gotta draft the receivers like boomers.
Thank you. Yes. Now, I think Julio can be, like a 8-9 touchdown guy in Tampa Bay for sure.
There's freeze frame Crane, and then there's witness protection Crane.
You need
to.
to.
Back.
Oh, man.
All right.
I was gonna say we need to get Pat to say something like, "I did not suggest Najee," and then do like a transformer. Tell all.
I don't know who suggested Najee.
Oh, man.
Slender man, Kareem.
I'm feeling a lot better now. I don't know if it's the 2 beers or if it's all the yellow on our team now, but it looks better at this point than it did.
It's getting there.
earlier.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's a nice warm blanket of piss we finally wrapped around ourselves. It took a while.
Exactly
We
right.
got there.
Oh,
The Sutton, if you're going to take Sutton at 3-1, getting Russell Wilson in the 10th ain't bad.
yeah, that's pretty nice.
I think we're at
Goose,
a point where
I feel like we've been self-saucing this whole way. Go
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
there was actually, if you want more sauce, there's a very funny comment from Travis. You might have to scroll a while.
Okay, what did
Let
he
me see if I
say?
can find it. He said something like, "Oh, here we go." You probably won't be able to find it, pull it up, but he said, "Anytime you can start RBRB and then make a big bets on the Jets, you have to do it."
Anytime you start RBRB, you have no choice but to make a big bet on the bets.
At that point,
Yeah,
you're just looking for wide receiver 1.
Exactly, Kevin. He says, I won't try to precisely describe what constitute upside, but I know it when I see it. It's like pornography. Exactly.
I think at this point we can make a detour. We need to probably get back to it, but first of all, I think the wide receivers are pretty dry.
There's still one more name that I'd
Okay.
be pretty excited about.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you guys are as amped.
No, I see the name.
Yeah.
There's actually one other guy. Maybe it's too early, but I'll float in the private chat.
What if we just do the ultimate heel turn about face on our offense or our audience, and we handcuck Eckler with Isaiah Spiller? I mean, what if we just completely?
He's the best running back on my board. I was just looking at it.
Sounds like we could lock up that backfield.
Yeah.
He's my highest owned running back in BBM.
Is he? Nice.
Yeah, right now.
Oh,
I was
feel
such a
like
big
you're-
fan of him coming out of school.
Should
I was
you?
gonna
Because I
bring
feel
up
like you.
Albert O in a minute.
Do you always? I ended up with way more white initially, and then balance it with a lot of Spiller. Do you have a lot of white too?
I'm at 13% white right now.
Yeah.
I cooled off a lot because he is full contingency to me. If without a Fournette injury, he's dust, and he's going so high. Like I don't think he's taking anything away from Fournette if Fournette stays healthy.
Yeah.
I think he will. I think he will down the stretch. Probably not week 1.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It would be good for me because I'm above average, but I just feel the way that they used Lenny and Brady with rookies, I'm just a little timid now.
The nice thing about Brady, although I agree with the rookie thing, especially on third downs, is that he throws to his running backs on every down. The stat I keep bringing up is that Rojo had 42 targets from Brady in 2020.
Oh,
So
jeez.
those weren't on third downs.
Take me back, man.
Yeah, Rojo didn't play any third downs. He wasn't ever asked to pass protect. So I think that shows you that White will get targets even if he's only playing
Yeah, because it's not like I don't think it'll be such a heavy workload for Lenny now that you say that, because last year he played so much and that's and he ended up getting hurt, so
Right.
I don't think that they can do that again.
They should mix in White. I mean, if White's as good as we're hoping, he'll earn, kind of change of pace role, and that role will come with targets because he's a pass catcher and he plays with Brady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, like I said, it was more like the film guy. I was just really enamored with how Spiller looked on his college tape. Like that's the type of back that I feel easiest to identify as being good. Is I didn't even see that comment. It was just the shiftiness, guys.
It says Caleb says he saw the private chat through the glare of Ben's eyes, and it said Ben Kutch is typing Jarvis Landry time.
You read my mind.
A lot of the
Please don't snipe for
I'll
once.
never
Spiller
ban
just
Jefferson, Kevin. Don't even think about it.
Our Hancock just got sniped. Tolbert at this price?
Don't.
it feels
I feel like he gets
Yes.
early season usability as well.
I would
with Gallup out.
legitimately pound the table for Tolbert right here.
Hang
right,
on.
let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you actually? I'm going to take it full screen.
actually I
Let me
don't
see
know.
it.
I don't think I'm in on Tolbert. I don't like.
You said
Tolbert.
you would literally pound the table. I
need to
see a
be
table.
swayed.
Yeah, I need to.
Someone's
see
got to
this.
convince me if we're taking him.
All
All
right.
right.
That
I'm
enough?
All right. I'm in.
I've seen enough. I've
All
seen
right,
enough.
nerds.
All right. Take it easy. Take it easy.
No, that's an awesome fall, I think, especially for this build, because he could obviously have that early season role.
He's like July Pickens, you know? Everyone's moved on.
Yeah.
It was like last year, Pat, you had your flavor of the week, 18th round running back. This year, it's your flavor of the week, rookie wide receiver.
So fun fact, Tolbert's ADP is the same as Garrett Wilson on Underdog now.
Is it really?
He's risen that high. Yep. Tolbert goes at the exact same ADP as Garrett Wilson and before George Pickens.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Hang on, guys. I forgot to mention the true thesis of the Tolbert play was to correlate.
Oh,
with
that's
Burks in
true.
week
That's
17.
right. Week 17, babe.
I'm liking the receiver room. It's
Me too.
Going to be fun.
It was a little scary at first, but now it's just us.
Yeah, I think we're doing okay getting out of the Avalanche. We're doing a lot better than I thought we might. DJ Shark is like a guy I had that's somewhat interesting given he's a boomer pick, but we did a boomer start.
Is he getting I need to watch Hard Knocks. I need to see if he's getting any Hard Knocks steam.
I actually haven't watched the second episode, but
It's the second
reports that
episode is all Amon-Ra's team.
okay.
Oh boy.
Amon-Ra lists off every single wide receiver who went before him in the draft last year.
That's always good.
He also says
you love to hear that.
he catches 202 balls from the jugs machine after every practice. I think the story was like this guy he was competing with in like high school used to always do 200, and he's like, I'll do 202 after practice.
That's right. I think there was like a Real Sports on HBO documentary about his family because like his brother like Equanimous and stuff, and they were really intense growing up with their regiments.
Yeah.
Irv was kind of interesting to me as an upside tight end, like quasi flex bet, depending on like if that breakout was huge, that would have been
that would have been a conversation.
Interesting addition.
Brady made it to 11-11.
Everyone's scared about this personal issue.
Wait, what? What personal issue?
He's not with the team right now.
Took a leave of absence.
Oh, I didn't see that either.
There are some crazy takes out there. I'm not saying anything one way or the other. I'm just saying.
I think he's partying with Gronk.
That's what he's trying to do. He's on the Gronk please come back tour.
Always a safe bet.
Dak is on the board too. That's surprising.
That's really
wow.
good for
That
Dak.
is surprising. Wow.
Where are you guys at structurally here?
I just shot up flares from the Avalanche and just waiting for a rescue team to arrive.
Pat wants to know if he can start talking about Rojo.
Yeah, I'm
not
receiver, to be honest.
I wanted to talk about Khalil Herbert. That's what I'm talking about.
That would have been cool. I would have talked about him.
I am legitimately comfortable.
Oh, Wandale.
Oh, that sucks.
I think that leaves us with
that was
kind of a.
I'm gonna say
I will literally gently knock my knuckles on this desk for KJ Hamler.
Yes. That's
we deserve that.
Does anyone?
Yeah, let's get Hamler. I didn't want to say that because we'd be hoping he'd come all the way back.
I'm good with that. The only other name I'd throw out is Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of did the Jacoby pick with Boyd.
Yeah.
Right.
But
that's fair. That's fair.
I'm so excited for Hamler with Wilson. I mean, when Hamler's on the field, he's electric. I'm such a Hamler guy.
I'm in. It's probably a little too early, but fuck it.
It is, but we want to get the receiver profiles we want. Like I'm fine reaching for a receiver in this build.
Mm-hmm.
Pete also, I mean, if you want Hamler, you don't have to wrap knuckles. You just have to say his name on a live stream, and you'll get us to draft him.
Listen, this is Siegel's 2021 RB2 of the Denver Broncos. So
yeah.
No, this works out. Nez, I feel like when you first reached out to me when we found out the slot, we quickly talked about the Broncos for some reason, and you were talking about Hamler, and I was more Patrick, and looks like Patrick took himself out of the picture. So
you got me
more sense now.
You got me to draft a lot more Patrick in my puppies. That's where I used to like hedge some of my big bets.
I'm so sorry.
Is like those $5 drafts, and you got me on a lot of Patrick. It was worth it. It was worth it because Patrick is what would have made some noise for sure.
No, I think Patrick was a really good pick. Actually, I was like really coming around.
I was undervaluing him big time.
Yeah, I think it was.
I came around to him, and yeah, that was unfortunate.
That was, yeah.
I like Hines there as but
I was looking at that too, Ben.
Yeah,
I think we can take bigger cracks. Like
that's what I was trying to think through.
Like the NFC team last year, where we hit Taylor and Swift, we basically didn't have a running back the whole year, and then we we ended up on the wrong Seattle running back at the end, which would have been helpful. But yeah, I think if we hit these two, we'll be fine. We just need to. I think we should take big swings at running back.
It's the same principle of if you're doing a 3 RB early hyper fragile build in best ball, you want that fourth guy to be the Alexander Madison type, not the Hines, because if that person's in your lineup, then you've already, your early picks have busted. If we're using, I guess you can make the claim that Hines has more upside. I like Hines, but I do think we can swing a little bigger.
Yeah. I like Hines as a player. It's a shame he's on the same team as Jonathan Taylor, because when they give him handoffs, he looks good with the ball in his hands. I think he could be a very, talented RB1 if given the opportunity, but
yeah.
All right, I had Algier in the queue, but he just went.
Yeah, I was.
It was him or Hines.
And just posted.
Team one does not believe in our philosophy on that one.
They don't.
Jamal Williams.
Pat, we're getting to that moment.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think we're there yet.
I was gonna say I don't want to take Rojo this early.
Yeah, we're not here. Trust me, when I float him, there will be no pushback.
Because it'll be after the show is ended and Pat whispering his name into his pillow.
I mean, are we that sure he's gonna get cut? All right,
I'm not. I mean, it's all the beat. It's all the beat. I mean, I don't know why teams hate Rojo. It's obviously very concerning that every team Rojo goes on, they hate him, and I don't know why, but I don't think he's on the roster.
It doesn't seem great for Rojo. I gotta say,
it does. But when you look at the Chiefs' backfield, even with Pacheco, I mean, God damn. I mean, he's one of the better runners on there. I don't know what he's doing behind the scenes, but
yeah, I'm not sure, man. And we've all seen him run routes. It's not ideal, and can't win people over. So, but hey, just hand him the ball. You can take it 98 yards. Zamir
White, another guy we were talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wanted him.
Now that he's gone, I'm really not excited about anybody for running back.
I can't get around on Zamir White. Should I be more excited about him?
I'm not personally. I don't know. I know you guys aren't big Josh Jacobs guys, but I consider myself a labeled Josh Jacobs guy signed off. I think his talent just in that backfield. I know there's a lot of FUD around that, but I would be very surprised if he got supplanted in his role by Zamir or Kenyon Drake, especially.
Zamir's big and fast, and he was the number one running back recruit out of high school, and then he tore 2 ACLs, which derailed his college career. So there's upside if he can get back to that. But it's very, I don't know, you kind of got to dream on it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gretch, I was just thinking that.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I'm into that.
Yeah, I would say Everett looks most interesting to me. I'm okay with that Myers thing too.
Yeah, I could do either of those.
I think we go Myers
I think this tier is big enough too, Pete, that there are other. I know Everett, we get the correlation, but there are other guys in that tier still.
I agree.
Yeah.
And we made Myers.
There's also Jarvis Landry and some other kind of similar wide receiver.
Jarvis Landry's terrible, Pat.
No, Ben's gonna flip over a table to get us to pick Jarvis Landry.
Well, Ben
so would we rather have a pick of the tight ends or the wide receivers?
Jacoby was his favorite target, hands down.
I'm Team Everett.
I'm Team Everett. We have the correlation. It's kind of, I don't know. We could even get Bourne later if he's around.
Where are you guys
I'm
at?
Jacoby and a tight end next pick.
That's where you are.
I like Jacoby, to be honest. I'm pretty bullish
All
on
right,
Mac Jones.
If the two
Everett,
chasers
Everett.
want,
Everett.
All right. I mean, I like
I'm
Everett
breaking
too.
the
Don't get
tie.
me wrong.
I'm breaking the tie to the two co-managers.
All
When
right,
they're
all right.
they're in alignment against us, they get to overrule us.
Everett might make.
So
it
wait,
back.
I didn't have to vote for Najee?
No,
Oh, man,
that's
that's
already
a real
on the
tough
record.
scheme for me.
That's already on the record.
Oh,
Dang,
podcast
God.
version.
I was gonna bring
Yeah.
up Jameson too, but
Yeah.
I know, it'd be a long holdout with our roster.
How quickly
We could have
you
made it
thought of
work.
that is like almost concerning. Have you been that worried about that since?
Yeah.
since
if
the
I could have
Najee-
saved face and still gotten the guy preferred, I would
Get the
100%
blurred face back on.
You
God,
said
we gotta get
Najee
Debo
was.
there.
Now
What
that
are
I
you
go
guys
back
doing?
to it in my head, you saying Najee was like the most resigned thing ever. You're like, I want Najee. Like, I think it's Najee, but I don't want to say Najee right now. Najee. It was like a muffled little Najee.
This
I wish
is
the
my
camera had
goal.
gone fuzzy then.
I'm not gonna lie. I was really hoping to get you guys just slightly more heavy RB build, and I can't believe that was mission accomplished. So now here we are, just straight pissing. It's great.
Be careful what you wish for.
I would say we've swerved into the skid there decently.
I like
I'm
the-
looking
the
at my
archetypes that we
underdog
got, yeah.
exposure. I just was too curious. I'm not even joking. Najee's legitimately the bottom of the list at 2%. the final name under Chris.
What does that
Carson.
say on
Under Chris
injury
Carson.
fees? It says like $5. Well, now you got 2,000 on it.
Yeah,
So,
season's riding on him.
the injury fees just rose a little bit.
Oh man.
I'm gonna buy all
3%.
you guys jerseys. I swear.
1900.
I'm surprised the chat-
team dies.
The chat doesn't get what Myers does for this team. I mean, the Myers does for the same thing that Tyler Boyd does. We were way behind the 8 ball at wide receiver. We're making lots of big bets on rookies and guys who have upside scenarios, but have very, very low floors. And so I think it definitely makes sense to mix that in. When you rip 5 straight wide receivers to start your draft, you don't need the Boyds and the Myers. In a build like this, you really need them.
There's scenarios where like the Eagles are not throwing a lot and we're not real comfortable with Devonta Smith. Traylon Burks is not playing all that much. Jalen Colbert's not that good. KJ Hamler's not that good. Garrett Wilson is, one of Garrett Wilson or Elijah Moore is not startable on a weekly basis. And we're like, all right, we're plugging in Jacoby Myers. Like
I also think Jacoby has more upside than people give him credit for. Like,
I agree.
all he needs, it's a big if, but all he needs is the system to be a little more pass heavy. I mean, he has done nothing but earn targets at a high rate. And Mac Jones was honestly pretty good if they just pass more. I mean, Jacoby's got.
Also, I think it was Jeff Howe was wrote on the Athletic. I think that's who it was. Wrote on the Athletic today. Oh, Everett just went. God.
I thought he was gonna make it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He took Pitts, he took Waddle, he took Sky, he took Wandale, he took Everett. This guy is taking, or girl is taking a lot of our targets.
I think we're firmly in Benjamin territory now. I'll just say it.
Go for it.
Yes.
I think we could go for Paris Campbell.
I was gonna say Paris Campbell, legitimately.
Yeah, like an upside veteran type of swing.
I think that could be like our last.
I think the pendulum has finally swung where we can start to go back to running back.
We could. We definitely could.
I don't like
receivers now.
I just think we're out. Yeah. That's fine.
I don't really want Paris Campbell on this team, to be honest. I don't think that he makes a ton of sense with Pittman and Jonathan Taylor there. That to me just is.
What about
appealing?
You took Eno, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like all the news
on this. I'm crack rocking the hell out of this.
What would your guys' thoughts have been on Tunyon there?
I was interested in it. Yeah, because we have Kittle to kind of hold us off.
Hey, we just drafted a really good RB2 for when Najee's a 12-point per game player and Eno breaks out. James Conner goes down. We're gonna have so much firepower with Eckler and Eno Benjamin in the playoffs. I'm so excited.
The odds of Eno outscoring Najee this year aren't
Higher
that
than
short.
Closer than I'd like.
It's pretty much 50-50. It either happens or it doesn't.
It's a coin flip either way.
How Dearness went.
Oh man.
I think Eno Benjamin has a very interesting case to have like standalone value for the Cardinals. That really isn't being considered. Like, because what James Conner did last year was a lot of without Chase Edmonds, and now that Eno Benjamin, they seem to be trusting him more. And I know he's been a pretty sought after prospect by the fantasy football community online. I think there's a case that he has a little bit of value just on his own, and then obviously with the contingency if Connor goes down, then that's the bet as well. But there's going to be somebody rotating in with James Conner, like that's a fact.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dearness goes. Little hand cucking there by Team 5.
That's the Galaxy Brain handcuck though, Pete. I don't know if you heard.
Galaxy handcuff.
It's the hunt. The hunt in Dearness is the Galaxy Brain, because then you get the 2-for-1. I mean, Chubb's going nowhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I saw Dwayne McFarland had floated that. I enjoy the hunt, Dearness Johnson.
Yeah.
Because they are correlated. If they really help each other by one leaving.
Do they have to move anybody though? Like, I know we're waiting on a shoe to drop, but it just seems like I don't know.
It seems like Jerome Ford might even just force their hand.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where we've still got a couple preseason games. There's still going to be some injuries, and why would they force a trade right now?
That's true. Yeah. I think they clearly understand the market and that they can afford to wait. And if Kareem Hunt doesn't want to play, then okay, we have Jerome Ford and Dearness Johnson.
Can we talk about how late round quarterback this draft has been? Man, Dak went really late, and we still haven't seen Stafford. We still haven't seen Aaron Rodgers. Like, this has been a really...
That's bizarre. That is really bizarre.
Everyone has their first QB, and so then everyone's
still
sitting.
Yeah. I mean, but even
there
Dak, there's Rodgers. Dak going at the last one to take a QB 107. Nick Thompson here gets Dak in the middle of the 12th.
Yeah, that's a nice prize for waiting.
Yeah.
I'd take that unstacked with what he's got going on, but.
Okay, I just forced that. I apparently just told everyone to take back the QBs.
Can you do that with some really shitty players too now? Then?
Oh baby, Ben.
I don't know what's going on with Van Jefferson. I mean, he's got to go off the board here.
Ben, why weren't you doing that in the round one, man? Could have changed this whole draft.
We haven't done enough.
What are we thinking structurally here?
I mean,
I think we kind of cleared out that tight end tier.
Yeah.
So we're probably now back to our favorite running back flyer.
Well, ironically, there's one we talked out loud about that's still maybe going to come back.
Yeah, there's one tight end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's interesting, once he comes back.
I think he could be very startable.
Right.
He could be very droppable. He could be very startable, which is what we want.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You talking about? Was there anybody else that jumps out to you, Ben?
Yeah, John, like in 5 rounds.
Chris Evans.
God, dude, this has been so many snipes.
This is snipey.
So if we're looking at, I don't know if we're looking at running back still, but I think Brian Robinson's interesting.
Oh, he's long
gone.
He went
11th round.
Whoops.
Honestly, it's Rojo time. It's a 15th round.
He's going to make it to the goddamn 19th.
Dude, Rojo's. No one's taking Rojo.
I think with the Gibson FUD,
15th round.
A couple other guys, if you guys don't want to do Rojo, would be Sony, and we could do Jarek. We could do.
I think McKinnon's
Trey
probably
Sermon.
like the biggest cut.
What about Evan Ingram?
Rojo's the biggest cut. If he
Kind
makes
of like
the team,
last in that
he's
tight
Ronald
end tier
Jones.
before literally
I
getting
think
like
Ingram might be
Morales
splitting
odds.
time based on the last reports.
Who are we putting in?
Is this muted?
I'm down with McKinnon if you guys want.
All right, that's the only name I have, and we're literally
Rojo.
Gretch, we could get Rojo in 2 rounds. I'm telling you, no one's taking Rojo.
Oh crap! There was a name. Oh well.
Was there?
Yeah.
Well, I forgot about it. It's a different position, so I'm not sure we even wanted it. But
Put it in the chat.
Yeah.
There goes Trey Sermon. I've been taking a lot more Trey Sermon in BBMs.
You're gonna take Trey Sermon over Rojo? He's more buried.
Is he though?
No,
He's
he's
not on the
RB2 right
roster
now.
bubble.
Nobody's buried in San Francisco. It's all the same.
Sermon's supposed to be. Well, I don't know. It's him or Wilson right now is the RB2.
And
That might change, but
I would take. I don't know. I just think as a football player, I didn't think Sermon looked bad when he had to play the field. You know, and I don't know what the case is with him and why he was so buried last year, but just the contingency value of being the San Francisco 49ers running back. Just
Would you say that being the Chiefs running back has contingency value?
yeah, I got no problem with McKinnon.
well done.
I'm just saying. That's all. Sermon's gone, so I can talk about him now.
And after the long QB wait, Tua and Stafford going in the same round, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, right.
What do you guys think of the chat name? Any interest there, or you guys want to keep doing some other positions?
I think we can probably wait.
I think we can wait.
Yeah,
I like the
running
call,
back.
but I think
I'm with Pete on that.
okay.
It would be Rojo for me here as the next running back. I mean, partly in a sense, like we have McKinnon. We get a pre-season waiver wire run. We're gonna know Rojo will be an extremely easy cut if he's literally cut. Then we have 2 shots at the Chiefs' backfield if we take him.
I put a name in that I much prefer to Rojo right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
By like a lot.
Yeah.
He's behind. He's buried.
You literally cannot say that any
Yeah,
running
I was
back
gonna
is more
say,
buried than Ronald Jones. He's literally on the roster.
Yeah, but he's buried to be a pure handcuff. Whereas if you're looking at the Chiefs and a better offense,
Oops.
Ronald Jones.
Shucks.
I'm out on. I'm out on him.
20th.
Guys, we're gonna have plenty of chances to get 20th round Rojo this main event season.
Not when he like rips off a run in the next preseason game and everyone goes, "Oh yeah."
My BBM bags are packed with Rojo.
So Pat, you're talking about 2 shots at a backfield. I know we got Eno, but what about Darrell Williams paired with him?
I would rather go the other guy that we're on the clock. I would rather.
Me too.
I'm completely
Pat's
out on this.
concept there of just 2
What
shots.
about Samaje Perine?
I'm good with P Ryan too. Any of these handcuff backs.
I'd rather take Daryl. I'd rather do the 2 shots on the Cardinals thing than the other guy you guys floated. I think he's behind another rookie. So
Yeah. I'd go Daryl and then the one that Pete put in that you said was buried, Pat, and then any of these other names.
All right.
I mean, Daryl kind of makes sense.
Are we handcuffing?
Yeah, let's handcuff.
You're up. Okay.
Pat
I
or
don't
Ben.
know.
What are we doing?
Or we could do.
Darryl Williams is bad, and
I
we
would
already
rather
made a
take-
big
I'd
swing.
rather
You know,
take
I don't know how
Hassan.
much time we have. You can take.
It's
Darryl.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have enough time.
That was a objectively bad pick. I just want you guys to know. Like I'm judging you for being okay with that. We already made a pretty aggressive stance on Eno, and Darrell Williams is not good.
Yeah, but we also are betting against James Conner now. With both guys, you're betting against
Yeah.
James Conner, and that is a hugely, hugely valuable backfield. And we're not going to be carrying both guys all season. This is a bet we'll probably carry through week 1 to see who's actually the guy. But then
I do
we'll
think
move
it's a good cut for week 1. So that we did free up a roster spot.
We did free up a week 1,
Yeah.
post week 1 roster spot. So that's good.
Wait,
Yeah, who's
Pat,
some
you
other
think,
guys we can cut really
you
soon?
think Haskins is really behind Julius Chestnut?
Yeah, I think Chestnut was actually like a sneaky good prospect and played ahead of Haskins in the preseason. So, and also the other thing with that backfield is that they like Hilliard. Hilliard's going to be like getting the passing down work. So neither of these guys has any standalone value. They're just like a pure Derrick Henry gets injured for weeks handcuff. So I don't know. To me, it's just kind of a roster clogger type guy. Like I'm not pounding the table for Chestnut by any means, but I just don't like Haskins. Maybe it's like an 18th, 19th.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, Chestnut had a fumble in that game, and Haskins had a nice receiving line too. So I'm still holding out hope.
Vrabel talked him up after the fumble. He said he had a fumble early in camp, and he bounced back, and then they left him in, and he bounced back in the game. So
is J.D. McKissick okay? I literally just talked him into existence. He came up as I was saying his name.
Haskins also didn't really. I wasn't interested in him at all as a prospect. So he is a guy that I'm pretty open to someone passing.
We also need to recognize we're thumbing our nose at Sean Siegel, who at 13 in his bold predictions, Hassan Haskins is undervalued by at least 3 rounds. His recent post. So.
Okay, all right. Well, that's
all
about
right.
to change.
We got Daryl Williams too.
In 2 weeks.
Notoriously said on Stealing Bananas, when I asked him how he felt about Daryl Williams, he said he was very proud of how he had made an NFL career out of his complete lack of athleticism. Like he did his Sean thing where he spun it around into a positive. Yeah. And he was like, look, there's a really small amount of people that can make an NFL career out of that type of athleticism. And it was like a really nice thing to say. And I was like that's Sean's way of saying this guy sucks.
So
he's a mentor though. So we need him to mentor, Benjamin. Yeah, that's why we have him.
Yes. Gotta have that.
So we have
I'm ready for Ty Montgomery. I don't know about you guys. It might be.
This team, Ty Montgomery, we could do that. I mean, it's Ty Montgomery, Amir Abdullah type territory.
Yeah, we should probably get Abdullah before even Montgomery.
The guy for me is Sony. You guys know Sony?
I've been saying that in the private chat for a minute.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I really like Sony.
Yeah, so do I. I think he has like standalone value, and I know that we kind of need like big bang contingency value with this build, but
there aren't a ton of contingency guys left. Even
we threw that thesis out when we took.
Well, he's ambiguous backfield as well. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah. We don't.
And he's probably like the most pure. Like, I mean, I know
we have a pretty good idea at Edmonds with that contract compared to Sony's late free agent cheap contract.
But it is.
I mean, he went 802 here. Like,
yeah,
the market is not convinced that Edmonds.
But then also Mostert went, and the argument I would make is how valuable is this backfield entirely? Because I think they're going to give a lot of short area touches to Tyreek and Waddle.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I mean,
Mostert's 31 and coming off a cartilage repair. So,
and they signed Alec Ingold to a big deal, which is going to be their Kyle Juszczyk.
Yeah, but Patrick Laird left, so
they just signed a big fullback deal this offseason. You're going to have the Niners in their offense, non-Juszczyk running backs have had like 50 targets the last several years. The running back target rate doesn't look so bad.
That's because that's an Edmonds thing. That hurts Edmonds. Sony's a touchdown player.
Sure.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Sony, I'm not looking for Sony to catch passes.
I'm just saying the whole backfield's not even worth it if he gets it to him. If he gets it
yes,
to
it
himself.
is.
Yes,
come on now.
Yes, it is.
If he gets it to himself. I still think P. Ryan would be a better play than that. Like that's a backfield.
I mean, Gaskin
if
showed
goes
us
down. P. Ryan is.
Edmonds is not like the running first type of running back. I think that Miami wants it. Like I don't think they want to use him like that, and he's never really been like that.
I agree with you, but that's like it just limits what Michelle can become, right? And
I think P. Ryan would.
We're hoping for like a double digit. If we were the bull case is like he's got like 400 yards and like double digit touchdowns. I mean that's probably realistic.
I think the thing with P. Ryan is that he probably would be more valuable than Michelle, but he needs a Joe Mixon like completely out of the way type of injury, where Michelle can potentially establish himself as like a slightly worse version of that without an injury.
That's fair. That's a good point. If he just like basically beats out Mostert or Mostert's not as involved or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
The ceiling is obviously not high.
But on this team, we don't really need that. We don't really need the 8 to 10 point.
And that was my point.
Yeah, fair.
Is that we don't need the safe floor.
I don't know if you know this,
build.
but we went running back to start.
I said we didn't have to take one until round 19. We waited until round 14. That was good restraint.
That was good restraint. Yeah, that's a good
I want
point,
to take
Ben.
like a
it's
big,
maybe a little lower ceiling.
That's how I feel. Yeah.
But Abdullah's not that swing.
What's that?
I don't think Pirine really that swing because he'd still be a Pirine stinks and he's also a 2-down grinder.
He stinks?
Yeah. He's no good.
I think actually low key might be like good. He was a good prospect once upon a time. He's never played a ton, but he was pretty good last year. Wasn't he?
He was like better than people think last year.
4.5 yards a carry. He only had 55 carries, but I mean,
he was more he was better as a replacement than I think I and others would probably like to admit.
Over the last 2 years with Cincinnati, 118 carries, 4.6 yards a carry, 38 catches. That's actually a lot of receptions for a guy who's a part-time player. He only has 118 carries and he has 38 catches. It's like a 3-to-1 rush attempt to reception ratio. So, 15 carries, 5 receptions.
Yeah, we got 47. We're doing Sony, right?
Yeah, I'm Sony.
You made it.
I think so.
I vote Pirine.
I think we can.
Pirine in the.
I voted Pirine over Darrell Williams. It's fine. I'll just say Pirine again next round, but
We can take Pirine next round.
Absolutely.
The chat is just playing a game where everyone just names literally a running back they can think of. That's the point we're at. That's just doing word association. Like you guys are literally just saying random names.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
The fact that we have 19
ties. We got Ty Montgomery and Ty Chandler.
Yeah. If the chat is suggesting 26 different players, it means that we're maybe in a pretty flat tier.
Yeah. That's actually how we know what tier we're in. Just look at the chat.
I'm pretty excited about the week 1 waiver run with the cuts that we have available with Darrell Williams and Sony Michel. It's going to be nice. We're going to have plenty of room to reload.
I don't feel good about the Darrell Williams pick in retrospect. I'm not going to pretend I do. I don't like it. I wish we had done something else. But you know what? It's a 16th round pick. What are you going to do?
Oh man, that was very good.
Does anyone have any kicker or defensive
takes? Pick in retrospect.
Isn't there? I thought I saw that there. Or maybe it was the Colts. There is. I did see a post about like the good defenses to start out with, but I think the Colts might have been number 1 in that.
Baltimore. Somebody mentioned Baltimore.
Baltimore gets the Jets, which would be bad for us.
Yeah.
We're almost there. It's almost to the time. In about 3 or 4 of these drafts, we'll have some very strong, opinionated kicker and defensive takes, I'm sure.
All right. Can I just say that if we don't take one of Pirine or Ty Montgomery on the next pick,
for Ben,
not taking Rojo.
Will you include Amir Abdullah in that category?
Do you guys really want another running back?
I think remember there was a guy we had talked about before at a different position.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of hinting at, but
I will also. I mean, this is a choose your own adventure. No. I'll throw out some rookie tight ends as well.
Oh,
hey, Samaje Pirine. That guy's watching the show. He got Rojo and Samaje.
Then check the private chat.
Good work.
Who's Ebner?
And Bros.
Pat, were you thinking about the same guy, or did you have?
I was, yeah. Oh, Pirine went anyway.
Yeah.
I don't want to take that receiver. We have 9 receivers. I would rather take a tight end or another running back. We literally only have 3 running backs. McKinnon's getting cut. Darrell Williams is getting cut. Sony Michel's getting cut.
We are on the clock.
So honestly, this is going to surprise you guys. But if you guys want a tight end, I think it's Bellinger. He's starting from day 1, and he's really athletic. And
I was going to put that in the private chat.
Would you rather that over another wide receiver swing with David Bell?
I'm okay with either, but I
prefer the tight end swing with this.
I'll vote Bellinger.
I'm
I
fine
think
with
we go for the
Bellinger.
guy who's already a starter. I mean, that's hard to find.
Yeah.
which is like being not really being talked about.
They might throw a ton if he's actually like
Yeah.
their route runner. Like they might throw a ton.
He's super athletic. Like he's not quite as athletic as
Would
Jelani
you take
Woods, but
him
he's
over
close.
Evan Ingram? He's still somehow kicking around here, it looks like.
Pretty sure he's gone.
I think he is gone.
No, he's there.
Oh, he is gone. He's gone.
He's gone.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
missed
he's
that.
gone.
Yeah.
Let's do Bellinger 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Let's do
Bellinger it
Bellinger.
is. Yeah.
Well, in those other guys too, like if we're talking about even with David Bell, Abdullah Montgomery, like the guys whose value could really increase in a big way. Like if Bellinger shows out these final couple preseason games, he'll be up there in that Austin Hooper range, at least, 13th, 14th round.
Yeah, that's fair.
For sure. We'll also get the information on him where if he stinks or if the Giants are just so bad, then we can move on and we can probably pick up a Trey McBride or a Dulcich or something.
Yeah.
If we want.
I like that.
So we have wrapped our skill position players. For the audio listeners, yes, we have forgotten you, but we will come back to you right now. Justin Herbert, our quarterback.
A long time ago.
Austin Eckler, Najee Harris, our double anchor running backs, rounded out with Eno, Jerick McKinnon, a little hand cucking with Darrell and Sony Michel. Our wide receivers, Deep Breath, Mike Williams, Elijah Moore, Devonta Smith, Traylon Burks, Garrett Wilson, Tyler Boyd, Jalen Tolbert, KJ Hamler, Jacoby Myers, tight end, George Kittle, and Daniel Bellinger. And now we go into the kicker and defense lab.
This
We
is
do,
the
but first I
shittiest
just-
running back room I've ever seen. I want you guys to know that.
These are all of our favorite players.
We got Eckler and Najee, dude. We're set. All right. Daniel
I
Bellinger
think you
at-
drafted. You wouldn't take any of the running backs I wanted to take, so you didn't have to listen to me tell you how we should start them over Najee. That's what I think just happened.
Yeah, Ben. I really didn't want you to tell me we should start Rojo over Najee.
I
Because
was
that makes
probably going
a
to do
lot
that
of
by
sense.
week 2. I was probably going to do that. It was smart.
You could not have found a more open audience for that argument. I would have.
Oh, man.
All right. Daniel Bellinger athleticism. 4'6", 340. He then did a 35-inch vertical at his pro day. 125-inch broad jump. 7.03 3-cone at 250 pounds. He's pretty athletic.
Just make a clip and get it over with.
He's a tight end.
All right, let's do Darrell Williams. I'm going to pull up Darrell Williams.
Can you believe, Pat, you made a Greg Dulcich clip just to start drafting Daniel Bellinger over him?
It's true.
Hey man, I don't control who the Giants decide is their starter. Letting this guy play from the jump. I mean, come on. All right, Darrell Williams. This is actually hilarious to pull up after. This is actually really bad. All right, 4'7", 240.
No way.
4'7",
Yes. A tenth of a
electronically
second slower.
timed 40.
How did he get 1,000 yards last year? That's insane.
He ran it again at his pro day. He got down to 4.61 at 225. He has a 7.203 cone. Again, worse than Daniel Bellinger. He hit 32-inch broad jump or 32-inch vertical, also worse than Daniel Bellinger. He had a I always get confused when they don't jump high enough. What's the 109-inch broad jump? Pretty bad. Also much worse than Daniel Bellinger.
Before I forget, we will be back tomorrow night at the same time, a little before 10 p.m. Eastern, to draft with Sean Siegel. I believe, what did we draw on that one? I believe it's the 5 spot.
It is.
I believe it's the 5 spot.
Yeah, that's nice.
Tomorrow.
Good for you guys.
Yes. that sounds like so much more fun.
I'm so excited to tune into that one. That's going to be great.
Oh my gosh.
You will never have another team like this.
I'm excited to get some votes against Darrell Williams when I have these takes.
Do you see?
If Twitter
Do you
doesn't
see
like
this
team, then I think we just give up. I don't know what.
I was just gonna send that to you. I was just gonna send that to you.
Oh, that's pretty amazing.
Oh, look at that.
Holy shit.
Every
my
teenager's
face.
nightmare turning into her mother.
Look at my face.
What is being
I
discussed
actually do play
here?
guitar, so that's pretty accurate.
Oh, that's great.
They need to be flipped. Pat needs to be in the suit, and someone
Yeah.
needs to be the
Yeah,
teenager.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very well done. Otherwise,
That's great.
All right.
Oh my god.
All right. We're up next. We need to make a kicker pick.
All right, what
defense.
kickers are still there?
So I will say, I just went over to the 4-4 ranks. John Paulson's number one kicker, Tyler Bass, is at the top of the queue. I mean, what do you think?
Oh yeah, do it.
I mean, little take a peek where, and by take a peek, I mean he plays for us on Thursday because we're not going to carry two kickers.
He's got a little one eye black going too. He's got a little swagger
Hang
to
on.
him.
Oh, he's doing.
This is my fault.
Kicker Chasing. It's the show where we chase the best kickers. The kickers that help you win championships. The biggest legs. The breaking news. It's everything you've come to love and know. The time is now for Kicker Chasing. Let's get some fucking kickers.
Oh, yeah!
You know it's a rough show when the only two clips we play are wide receiver avalanche and kicker chasing.
I do love that last line. Let's get some fucking kickers.
Yeah, that really gets you amped to take some Tyler Bass.
Oh yeah,
It sure does.
I mean,
What are we
some
thinking for
people-
defense here?
Yeah, is it the most insane thing to take a second kicker, get to take a peek, and then pick up
Yeah,
a defense?
We have it makes us, I believe.
Yeah,
take a
yeah, we're-
defense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have
we're
to take
blocked from not.
Yeah. So at the top of the queue, Denver defense, New England, Chargers, Baltimore, Dolphins, Eagles, Steelers,
Baltimore.
The Packers went. Shit.
Packers went. Yeah.
Baltimore's good. I mean, we need pass attempts. So like
Did
Flacco.
Eagles go?
Eagles are available.
Who do they play week one? Let me see.
Baltimore goes Jets, Dolphins, Patriots. Yeah, it's not that great.
Eagles get the
Hey, the
Lions week one.
Lions.
I don't mind that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not so bad.
Who gets the Lions?
Eagles.
Philly.
Eagles.
But they got to make it back.
What's the Patriots schedule? They're high up in the ranks.
They get the Dolphins, the Steelers, the Ravens. So the Dolphins and the
That-
Steelers is a pretty nice open.
Although, yeah, I'd say Pats would be. They're two in Paulson's ranks too overall for the whole season.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We probably don't get that many pass attempts against with at least the Dolphins, which isn't ideal, but if
Yeah.
they're two in Paulson's ranks, I don't mind that.
Gotta watch out though. Week 2, Najee tearing it up.
I'm saying, you got to be ready for that.
No, he's gonna catch 19 balls that game, but just get stonewalled, which is literally what you
That's
draft
fine.
Najee for.
We'll fucking take it, dude.
Do you not understand the thesis of the Najee Harris play? Come on.
I say we take Pats.
I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm definitely
tried
down.
and true. They always end up being so
Who
good.
who just put David Bell in the queue at the last minute? We don't have any more picks. Was that
Pat.
you, JW?
No, I didn't.
Someone-
I'm not even in FFPC right now.
Someone just added Ty Montgomery.
It wasn't
Bell in the
me.
queue.
I think it was a
Stretch.
late. I think it was a late ad
It's
because
stretch.
I think I
Okay.
did that a while ago.
Okay, all right.
Ty Montgomery must have been me. I did it through osmosis.
It is
All right.
kind of wild. David Bell is about to go undrafted. Doesn't that seem
It's
weird?
good for
I don't
us
know.
when we cut Daryl Williams. We
I don't think David Bell really has a whole lot of paths if Watson is suspended for the whole year.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's not
Nez-
going to be a viable passing game.
Well, they're going to
Nez-
trade for Jimmy if that happens, right?
Well, that'd be good.
Yeah, I could
That's
see
why.
that.
That's why I'm excited about Bell because I think it's
Right.
best if he gets suspended for the whole year and then they trade for Jimmy.
And
It's
they
a better
actually
fit for Bell
embrace
anyway.
getting someone else. Yeah.
Right.
Nez and JW, I want to hear. I know we were putting some tough spots tonight. I know we asked you to temporarily turn in your Piss Boys card, but let me get your recap of this team. Spin a yarn. Weave us a story where this team wins the million.
Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You start off. I'll figure out how to finish it.
Well,
that's pretty much what happened tonight.
Bimodal running back, I think, has a pretty good advance rate. So with the fact that we are nailing our first two running back picks with Eckler and Harris, who are getting a lot of targets, have some touchdowns upside as well with the green zone carries, pairing that with the George Kittle smash season with Trey Lance, nailing these second-year breakouts. Devontae Smith is a stud. Elijah Moore is a stud. Mike Williams, this is his year to kind of supplant Keenan Allen as the wide receiver one in the Chargers land. We just have a team that was built pick after pick after one another that just complements itself perfectly. And when KJ Hamler finishes as the wide receiver one in Denver, we're going to be saying, damn, we made a good pick in the 12th round.
Take it from here, JW.
I was gonna say there's not too much to add there, other than it sounds like Daniel Bellinger is just gonna be flexing it all year when all of our shitty backup running backs are cut. But
don't forget about our shitty receivers. We might need Bellinger.
Yeah, right.
What's going to really happen is this will be the team that wins the million, and then we're going to have to rethink everything that we know.
I'm telling you, you're going to be so surprised when you wake up with this $1 million.
I'm impressed by the yarn you did just spin. I mean, that was very well done.
Thank you.
All jokes aside, and this is where I start unironically saying lines that I would put in a parody video, but it is fun to get into different pockets of players than we usually draft. And we're normally never taking Boyd.
No, it's true.
Tolbert, Hamler, Jacoby. We like all those guys, but we never take them in FFPC managed.
The receivers are not going to be the downfall of this team. I don't
They
think
might.
I think we did a good job. I think we did a good job
so.
in this receiver build, honestly.
I do think we gave ourselves a lot of good outs. I honestly really like the Jalen Tolbert pick. I know I pounded the table on him, but like seriously, that's
going to help early season a lot.
Yeah,
for
it could help quite a bit.
This team's going to be like definitely better than average.
I agree. Like that's we need these wide receivers to like break out into stardom. Truthfully, and that's not like impossible to get there. But I'd rather bet on that than than a running back. And I mean, not necessarily 1-to-1, but we did good with how we started out. I will say,
yeah. Chris says it's going to be so hard to pick the right wide receivers. The irony of this comment is we get this when we draft 0 RB or when we don't.
Yeah.
Apparently it's always hard. I actually disagree because I think early, I think it's actually going to be very obvious. We took such big of swings that these rookies and second year guys are either going to break out in such obvious ways or bust. And we play Tyler Boyd, Hamler, and Myers every week.
And that's not to say that we're going to get them right every week. There's going to be splash games on our bench, but that's part of the wide receiver position. That's the high variance nature of it. I think you're right, Pete. I think when we look at things like DFS projections, it's going to be fairly obvious, I think, throughout the year.
We took 9 wide receivers. I bet we end up cutting 3 of them. Like, there's going to be enough. Like, we're going to...
I don't know what 3 I would cut.
We're not cutting them. We'll know when we cut them. Because we'll cut them week 6 or something. So
the only thing I'll say about cutting is it's much, much harder to cut the rookies because you're playing for that late season upside. I mean, the cut is like, if Jacoby Myers is buried behind, Tyquan Thornton and Kendrick Bourne or something, and then it's like, okay, that's an easy cut.
Right.
Well, Tolbert, one reason I like him is that we're going to get a lot of information early because you have Gallup coming back. So if Gallup, if we're like, man, this guy's not getting any targets and Gallup's 2 weeks away, then he becomes an easy cut. Where Garrett Wilson and Treylon Burks, we're probably not cutting for a very long time.
She makes the point about week 1. I do think our week 1 receiver decisions, it's going to be hard, but literally just week 1. We're going to get a lot of information week 1, and then we'll work from there.
Yeah. Very, very unique draft for us. Very different build. Not only like if we had started Barkley Swift, you'd be like, oh, we don't normally start Barkley Swift, but we love those guys. So to start Eckler, Najee, 2 guys we don't normally take, much less paired together, definitely feels weird. But I think, again, maybe you say this is just cope,
but building logically around what has already happened in that draft. And I think we did that.
But like,
pretty
I
well.
keep going back to basically, does Najee have enough upside? And I know I've beat this down, but this is a legitimate, real analytical take. This team would be so good if Swift or Saquon fell to that spot in the second round, and I felt like we had two running backs that had legendary upside. And Pat, when we asked him earlier, said he thinks Najee does, but he had to think about it. And that at least says something, right?
Swift, I think, has a much better case because I think you also have the offensive line there potentially being like a top 3 offensive line.
Yeah.
And he's got explosive ability.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Well, guys, we really appreciate you. Like I said, this was the draft we've been put to the test the most. And it was looking dicey there for a little bit, but Garrett Wilson falling there in the 9th. You mentioned the Kittle making it back to us there. We were able to catch the end of some of those tiers. Tolbert was a nice faller for us there. So it wasn't all, max pain. I do think we recovered nicely.
Chat's asking, I think Andrew's asking a pretty earnest question. Najee was already the RB3. I don't get it. He averaged 17.7 points per game. The legendary upside we're looking for is like 25, right, Pat? I mean,
23.
At least 22 or 23.
Yeah, 23 is the
He played 17 games. He got 380 touches. Like, that's why he was the RB3. But 17.7 points a game, it's good, but it's not like if we have enough breakouts around it, that can be enough, probably.
Right.
The issue for me with Najee, the concerning part is that he had 0.97 yards per route run last year, which is like bad. And so you worry if it's kind of a Clyde Edwards-Helaire situation where he just doesn't do anything all that well. He finished last year not particularly high in rush yards over expected per attempt. He actually tied with Clyde Edwards-Helaire to that point, but he was ahead of like Saquon. He was ahead of Swift. So if he can basically kind of keep the rushing, like, I don't think he needs to really improve as a rusher, but he needs to improve as a pass catcher. He needs to do more.
Yeah.
Just some kind of big play upside somehow.
And I would argue that a lot of those, maybe not all, but a lot of the passes that Najee had as a Steeler last year was like scripted. It was like the play is like, it was like a bubble screen to Najee, and it was a terrible play. And they did it all the time on 3rd and long. It was, I'm telling you, the Steelers' offense last year was just atrocious. So, in my opinion, the most likely bull case for Najee is like the offense is more efficient, and because of that, like he can actually have a little more space to work and kind of show what he can do. Because last year it really felt like he had just nothing to work with because nobody was afraid of that offense at all.
Nez, is the Steelers fan here, are you rooting for Kenny Pickett or Mitch Trubisky to be the starter?
Oh, so like I will say I'm not like a Pitt University guy, so I don't have like strong ties to Kenny Pickett. But I am like at this point I'm rooting for Pickett because I really wanted Malik Willis. I was really upset when they took Pickett. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was not the move, especially if Willis is gonna be there in the 3rd round. Do something else because I don't think that there's a big difference in their futures between Willis and Pickett. So I wasn't in love with that pick, but now that they got him, it's like you better goddamn use him. as
how did they not start him week 1 after taking him the 1st and none of the rest of the class? I mean, that was a bold stamp on Pickett specifically.
Yeah,
the rest of the class goes to the 3rd round.
I think they do start him. They right now they're planning on playing him a ton next preseason game. That they went out of their way to say the reason he's running with the 2s is because he's going to play a lot. And maybe they didn't go out of their way. Maybe that was a question like, why is Kenny playing with the 2s? To be honest, I wasn't sure about the context of that, but they did say that in a statement that like Kenny is going to get a lot of playing time with the 2s next game. It's just I think that's just to get him some pro speed reps. Personally, like I've been saying by week 5 at the absolute latest, I think he's going to start, and I think that'll be beneficial for Steelers.
It could be, yeah. I mean, I do agree with your earlier point that Roethlisberger was so bad for the offense that any type of productive QB play will be an improvement from last year. So
yeah,
hopefully they start him for Najee's sake and for the skill guys.
And Trubisky or Pickett could be the same as Ben. I don't think they will be, but I just think that there's people just don't quite understand. I don't think like if you're not a Steelers fan, like you don't know that like Ben was like against like creative play calling. Like he would not do play action whatsoever. And I think that really hurts an offense in this day and age.
And the part where he was trying to throw downfield to Chase Claypool and
just lolly goddamn pumps.
Never could find this clip, but I know I tweeted out at some point last year where Claypool had to stop, turn around, and dive back for a play.
Yeah,
and I was like, I think it was a screenshot, and I was like, you should not see an NFL receiver diving back toward the quarterback like this. This is not right.
No, that's why everybody was mad at Clay. And I was mad. I was guilty of this too. Mad at Claypool last year for his performance. But I really think part of that was just the balls Ben was throwing him, and then just the culmination of just frustration of just some of the mistakes Claypool made on the field. But I do think that Ben just was not – he was the worst case quarterback for Claypool's fit last year. For sure. Where my vantage point is.
All right. I need to power this down, otherwise I will die with 3 straight nights of drafts. But we had a lovely time drafting with you guys. Thank you for being incredible sports as we navigated a tough room, a non-ship chasey draft for us. But I think we acquitted ourselves nicely. Real quick, Nez, I know you do some content. JW, is there anything you guys would like to plug while you have this platform of people who feel disillusioned by what they thought they were getting into tonight?
JW, anything?
I got nothing. That's all you, man.
All right. Well, I am, doing some streams here and there. I'm working with Eric with some Spike Week stuff. So that'll be picking up as the NFL season continues, and working with Jay Warner and my boy Shane Newmy, starting a little stream channel for the Underdog Daily Contest. So if you look at Badge Bros on Twitter, you'll see the little underdog Abby that Jay Warner so greatly put together. So excited about that. We've got some busier schedules, but excited to do that for some of the daily contests. So you should be seeing me on some streams here in the upcoming weeks.
I love that. Yeah, I think those are going to blow up this year more. I'm still pushing for them to add a couple more rounds for those football Royal Rumbles.
I think so as well, but
yeah, that's awesome. JW, I appreciate you, even though you don't have anything to plug. The except that table. That table I saw that you wrapped your knuckles around.
Might be a dent in there.
We will see you guys all tomorrow. For all of our fellow bro tatos, we appreciate you hanging out tonight. We'll see you next time.